Hello, my name is Jacqueline Mills, and this is my leadership journey. When I started the organizational leadership program, I believed leadership was something tied to a title, something you earned by moving up the ladder. I thought if someone had a role like manager, supervisor, or director, that meant they were automatically a leader. And I assumed, I feel like most people, that one day when I got the kind of title I was looking for, I'd finally be a leader too. But what I've come to realize through my coursework and experiences is that leadership is not about position. It's about action, mindset, and how you influence and support others. Anyone can be a leader, regardless of their job title. And some people who do have leadership titles may not truly be leading at all. In this presentation, I'll walk you through four parts of my journey: who I was at the beginning of the applied major coursework, what I've learned in each of the applied major courses, who I am today as a leader, and finally, where I plan to go from here. At the beginning of this journey, I thought being a leader meant being the one who made the decisions, took charge, and had all the answers. I saw leadership as a responsibility reserved for those at the top. I knew I liked helping people and encouraging others, but I didn't yet see that those qualities as part of leadership. Looking back, I can see that I was already showing leadership traits, especially in how I supported my coworkers, collaborated with teams, and while teaching, advocating for my students. But I didn't view it that way because I didn't understand leadership outside of formal roles or titles. I was reactive more than productive. I was passionate, but I lacked tools. I led from the heart, but I didn't have the theory, structure, or strategy to back it up. This program changed all of that for me. In Foundations of Organizational Leadership, I realized how much more there was to leadership than I understood. It gave me a foundation in leadership theories like transformational, situational, and servant leadership, and helped me shift my mindset. I no longer saw leadership as just being in charge, but as something that adjusts based on context and people. In data-driven decision making, I learned numbers and data analysis. This was honestly one of the tougher courses for me. I like math and numbers, but I've never really been comfortable analyzing data sheets. I relied a lot on instinct before this class, and this course helped me move from gut feelings to informed decisions. I remember one assignment where I had to analyze financial data for decision making. At first, I was overwhelmed, but by the end of the term, I was confidently interpreting charts, evaluating outcomes, and using data to support my choices. That gave me a new level of confidence and credibility I never expected, and made me realize that leadership also means being able to explain why a decision is right, not just feeling that it's right. In organizational ethics and organizational behavior, I learned to really align my personal values with my leadership. I've always believed in doing the right thing, but this course showed me how to lead ethically, even when it's hard. It helped me think critically about workplace dilemmas and how to lead with integrity in every decision. I also became more aware of how behavior impacts workplace culture. Through self assessments and reflection, I learned to recognize how my own behavior affected others. I became more self aware and more intentional. I began to see that ethical leadership isn't just about following rules, it's about setting a tone, being consistent, and building trust. In leadership theory, I learned to understand how leadership models could be applied to real life situation. It really tied everything together for me. I saw how different styles like affiliative and democratic leadership matched how I naturally interact with people while still learning when it's necessary to be more directive. I used to think that being a nice leader and being an effective leader were two separate things. You couldn't have both. This course helped me realize they don't have to be. It's about knowing when to collaborate, when to listen, and when to act decisively. It was in this course that I truly saw myself as someone who could lead with both compassion and competence. Leading change helped me understand that resistance to change isn't personal, it's natural. That realization alone made me more confident when leading others through transitions. Cotter's 8-step change model became a tool I could actually see myself using in real workplace scenarios. I reflected on the changes I've gone through personally, like switching careers and going back to school, and it helped me see those experiences as leadership training in disguise. I wasn't just surviving change. I was learning how to guide others through it too. The Capstone course was the culmination of everything I've learned. I applied my knowledge to a real world issue at the company I work for. I analyzed problems, gathered data, and proposed a change initiative focusing on improving communication and leadership structure. The capstone didn't just prove I understood the material, it proved to me that I'm capable of creating change. I saw firsthand how everything I've learned connected to real leadership challenges. It was one of the most empowering experiences of my academic journey. Today, I am a confident, values driven, and adaptable leader. I no longer believe leadership is about being in charge. I know now that leadership can come from any role and that true leaders empower others, build trust, and lead by example. I've seen people with titles who don't lead and people without titles who do. And I've learned that I don't need a title to make a difference. I now lead with intentionality, no matter my role. I listen more. I think strategically. I use data, not just emotion. I hold myself and others accountable while creating space for collaboration and growth. My leadership style blends empathy with expectation and support with structure. This journey has made me not just a better leader, but a better communicator, team member, and overall human being. As I move ahead, I plan to continue growing in both education and practice. I'll be starting my master's degree in human resource management online at Texas A&M in the fall. My long-term goal is to lead in HR, building stronger workplace cultures, increasing employee engagement, and creating environments where people feel seen, supported, and valued. Right now, I've also stepped into a new role as the office manager of a roofing company. This is my opportunity to apply everything I've learned in a hands-on way. Whether it's streamlining communication, building stronger systems, or coaching others, I'm excited to bring both structure and heart to this position. My leadership journey has shown me that I can use what I've learned to create real change, especially for communities that are often overlooked. To keep growing as a leader, I know I need to keep learning, stay humble, and never stop reflecting. Leadership is a lifelong journey, and I'm just getting started. Thank you for listening to my leadership journey. I'm proud of how far I've come, and I'm excited for what's ahead. Leadership is not about power or position, it's about people. I plan to continue using what I've learned in my new role as an office manager, in grad school, and far beyond that. No matter where I go, I'll lead with purpose, heart, and courage.